Oh, hello. Just caught me reading a very interesting Wired.com article about the Empire Strikes Back in the Battle of Hoth, titled Inside the Battle of Hoth, The Empire Strikes Out. Or maybe reversed. I don't know. Anyway, it's by Spencer Ackerman, and it's a really good article. It's got all sorts of military tactics, and he talks about Tora Bora, which was a pretty bad fuck up. But it's a really good article. I'd recommend it. However, just in time for Valentine's Day, I thought I would point out some mistakes. So here we go. His first chapter, I guess, part, is called Vader's Incoherent Strategy in Outer Space. He talks about how, Admiral Ozzel enters hyperspace, or exits hyperspace too close to the planet, which alerts the rebels to their presence, which is, not good. It allows them to raise the shield up, and the Empire can no longer slag the planet into dust and kill everyone. Easy. That is correct. Admiral Ozzel did screw up, so Vader force choked him to death, and rightly so. Guy was a... So, enough of that. I agree. Admiral Ozzel really screwed it up. He also raises a very good point about the shield. I didn't even think about it. With the shield up, the rebels can only leave through one certain vector, which is where the ion cannon, protects. So all Vader has to do is just dodge that ion cannon, and, eventually he can, pick off the rebel ships as they fly out. However, he's only got 8 Star Destroyers. One of them is his fancy new Super Star Destroyer, the Executor, so he probably doesn't want to do that. Whatever. Ackerman submits a smarter plan, quote-unquote, which is to launch TIE fighters against Echo Base, since aircraft and spacecraft can get past that rebel enemy shield. Gotta stop you right there, Mr. Ackerman, because they can't. In fact, that's why that's why they have to land walkers in the first place. Walkers are grounded. They can't, they can travel through energy shields without having their electricity systems shorted out. Anything beneath the shield is fine. That's how the snowspeeders can all weave around, shoot their harpoons and jazz. But you can't go through the shield without, really fucking yourself up. So that's that. First paragraph, pretty much done. His smarter plan is not smart. It wouldn't work. It's also fiction. The ground assault. He says that the ground assault went pretty well. I agree. There are 9 AT-ATs. He says there's 6 or so, or 5 or 4. There's 9. There's also a bunch of those rolling things from episode 3, and a bunch of little chicken walkers, the AT-ST things. AT-ST. Went pretty well. He says that it would be nice to have air cover or air support. The Empire couldn't land their TIE fighters, or couldn't fly their TIE fighters in because of the energy shield again, so it was important to land the walkers, have them walk in, blow up the thing, and collapse the shield so that the rest of the landing force could go, which it eventually does. It's a win's a win, like Ackerman says, and goes pretty well. Moving along, scrolling down. In Vader, Ackerman raises a very solid point about why Vader is in the battle in the first place. I don't know. Vader's a Sith. He's a crazy old man dedicated to his wizard ways, so who knows? He's correct on that one. However, moving along, he goes and talks about a chapter called What Blockade? Chapter, part, whatever. Like I said earlier, he's got 8 Star Destroyers. There's the Devastator, the Tyrant, the Accuser, the Aravice, the Avenger, the Stalker, and the Firewind, which is an old Clone Wars relic. You can tell it's from the Clone Wars because it's got a stupid name like Firewind. And then he's got his Super Star Destroyer, his new fancy toy that was built after the Battle of Yavin 4, and he doesn't want to screw that up. So I don't know if that goes into the asteroid field or not. Maybe it does. I don't know. See, and whatever. He talks about how the blockade is really shitty because there's only a select number of Star Destroyers that are expected to somehow cover an entire planet. However, what he fails to take into account is the asteroid field. Hoth is the 6th planet in the Hoth system. It's the last one, and then behind it are all these asteroid fields. I don't know how this would really form. Maybe it's like Pluto with a Kuiper belt or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it. A whole bunch of rocks out past everything. As we know, the odds of successfully navigating an asteroid field are 3,720 to 1. Never tell me the odds. Sorry that the Empire didn't prepare for the 0.02% chance that someone would make it through the field. It's stupid. So they've got the asteroid field on one side, Hoth in the middle, and like 6 Star Destroyers all pointed around this way. Also, let's see, hyperspace vectors. Yes, the Hoth is located on the Ison Corridor, which is a offshoot of the Carillion Trade Spine. I looked these up earlier on Wikipedia. They're hyperspace routes that travel through the galaxy that are used for, faster than light travel. But you can only get to it by pointing one certain direction with your spaceship. So all the guys had to do was, just all the Star Destroyers had to do was sort of sit on those specific vectors and pick off any ships. They were quite successful with that. The Rebels did lose a lot of transports that left after the ion cannon blew up. Coincidentally, it was manned by survivors of Alderaan, and their last act was to blow it up before they escaped. So, good on you, Alderaan, making it through. So that's that. I don't know, I guess Vader was too busy chasing after the Falcon because he knew Luke wanted it. So, yeah, he diverted attention away and let the other rebels escape. I don't know, and Luke's flying a single-man fighter. So that's like, a car in a city. Try finding one car in a big city. You can't do it. I mean, I've tried. But that's that. So, he finishes the article by saying, "So much for striking back. What did the Empire gain at Hoth? It really routed the rebels. They were, just starting to sort of coalesce. The Rebel Alliance was formed, 15 or so. I mean, it was formed maybe 20, 15 years before Episode 4. Mon Mothma, Bail, Organa, Garm Belibus, and someone else, I think? I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway, they formed it, but they all just decided to chill out in space. So there never really was a center rebel base. They flew around in the galaxy and went from space, spot to spot. By the end of Episode 5, they all decided to hang out in this rendezvous point, which is above the galactic plane. So if you figure the galaxy's like this, they're somewhere up here, which is very difficult to get to. So, a lot of ships blew up on the way there, because traveling through hyperspace is risky when you're going up, I guess. I don't know. So, it really routed the rebels. They were just sort of starting to solidify around Hoth. It was not good, and it put them into disarray, and that's that. Eventually, also, it led to Han going to Bespin, which got him all sickness, and that was that. So it was a good fight for the Empire. They did a lot better than Mr. Ackerman would have you believe. That's all, I suppose. Kind of shitty, but whatever.